You are the first participant on this meeting. Please hold while we wait for others to join.
Welcome, Michelle. First, we're going to read a notice of meeting being recorded. This meeting of the School Board of Trustees is being recorded in accordance with sections 2-2301, 2-2-202, 2-3-203, and 2-3-214 MCA. All members of the board, committee, staff, and public in attendance are advised that the public portions of the meeting will be recorded in both an audio and video format. Cameras and recording devices are placed throughout the meeting room to complete these recordings. Everyone in attendance is reminded to honor basic rules of decorum during the meeting and guidance associated with providing public comments as stated in policy 1420F. By remaining in the meeting, those present consent to being recorded and displayed in the footage that will be posted on the school district's website. And there will be an opportunity for community comments on non-agenda items at the end. Consent agenda.
Consent agenda, okay. We have approval of meeting minutes. We did add the reorganization meeting in with those, since I forgot to put those on the last one. So we'll do those, and then we'll also do last Monday's meeting. Those are on pages 2 through 7. Financial reports start on page 8. If you have questions on the financials, don't hesitate to ask. 8 is the cash balances. 9 is the revenue report. We'll probably get you a final on, is that the total? That's not the total for the year on oil and gas, is it?
No, that's how much we had to put into the budget, the 12%.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry. And we have our 11th month comparison on page 10. I'll let you thumb through those, and like I said, if you have questions, let me know. We do have the ASB, there's an account authorization for the graduating class. I'll get to that when I get to my explanations. That's the MSGIA member renewal. That's for workers' comp. So that's our insurance for that. That's something that we use, and I have the explanation there. So it offers a self-insured workers' compensation pool collaboratively with MTSBA. And MTSBA is the third-party administrator on that, and then we utilize the program for our workers' comp insurance. We've used this for as long as I've been in the district. So that's different, obviously, than on page 45. That's our liability insurance. So this is the last year of a 3-year contract. And I looked back at that, I found the original contract. So the original contract that we signed, the first bid was for $160,502. And that was back in 22-23. The other company, which was MSGIA at that time, they put in a bid for that year for $227,000. This year we'll pay $230,000. So really over the 3 years, they're barely over what MSGI would have started at. So we'll go out to bid though for this next year. That's just once those contracts expire, we just have to go out to bid, and we'll try to get that done. We'll get that rolling in the fall, so we're not approving this stuff super late in the year. Okay, starting on page 64. That is the second reading of board policies from last meeting. all of those, well, I think all but one of those are required changes to policy, except for the one that was written by NTSBA. And that's actually the first one on page 64. So that's, we do not have the board policy number above.
Nope, missing.
Page 64, that's the one with the high school graduation requirements. That's the one that MTSBA actually did. They approved. Let me take a look here. I have got it right here.
I think it's 4330, because that's the only one with no number on it.
The other ones have numbers?
Yep.
The other one too.
4330.
F2.
Actually, are you sure that it's that, or is it 2410?
That sounds right.
I don't
I
have.
think it's
Is
2410.
it 2410?
Yep.
They usually go in order, so.
So that'd be 2410. But that one was the one, if you remember right, so they can get their credit. Their GPA doesn't change, but they can still receive the credit if they got a 50% in the class or greater. There was an alt ed form 2250 that we adopted. That's basically a liability form. 3110. This is looking at your the early literacy to some degree, but the provisions that we can enroll and not enroll students. So it keeps the power with you on that. Change some of the wording in that one. 3121, same kind of thing. That's a new policy though, that we did not have, but it's a required policy. That's going to be the same thing. It's got the same pieces that a district may only include for A and B purposes. An enrolled student who explains what we can collect A and B for. The 4330F, that's the gym and weight room. That's the liability agreement. Page 79, sorry. Let me go back. So that one was on page 77. I apologize. I should have said the numbers. Page 79, that's 5325. That was the policy we didn't have on providing a place for breastfeeding and then a safe place to store the milk. 8110, bus routes and scheduled. This was put in really for the open enrollment piece. So if you do take a kid from another district, they said in here, you can make an agreement with that school to go pick them up. That's probably not something that we'll do because I doubt that other schools are going to do it. But so if you had that, and then there was another piece in there that had, it was where you had to approve every time that kids cross a highway or a road, you have to approve those points. Okay. Oh, and then 8121 district-owned vehicles. So if somebody gets into an accident in any of the vehicles, they have to contact their supervisor immediately. And then 8132, district-owned buses and vehicles may not be owned or leased. Yeah. That was the one with the optional. That was the one thing I was going to ask the group. So one of them was, when practicable, the principal shall take necessary precautions to avoid having students sharing beds in hotel rooms during school-sponsored trips. I don't think we need to add that.
No.
And then the other one was not to share hotel rooms with other schools unless there is an executed. I don't think we really need either one of those in there. The second one would make the most sense, but I think we should be able to use common sense in both cases, I'm hoping.
Well, I think it's a case of like, if you put it in there, even though it's like, you know, it is allowed, but if we ended up doing it for whatever reason,
They have to follow our rules.
well, then then if someone reads this policy and it's like, wait a minute, my kid wasn't supposed to share a room and the other kid was going to die, so I think we're just better off leaving it. I mean, we never do it unless it's a co-op for a sport anyway, so I say leave it out, because I think it just opens the door to a potential issue, because if you go to a place that's got limited hotel rooms and you're stuck sharing,
Right.
then you're setting yourself up.
Correct, and then the constructions and repairs, that had an ADA component that they included in that anytime you.
Yep.
Okay. That is all of that. Any questions on those?
Nope.
Again, those are all required except for the first one. The 24-25 handbook changes, we went through those at the last meeting. There was really nothing crazy on here. The only thing I did want to get clarification from Carl on is that they're adding French too.
Yeah, just to the handbook.
Yep.
I mean, it'll only be this class, but
You're adding they just have to put French 2 into that piece.
Right.
So all of those are very self-explanatory.
Yep.
And then that is really everything that I have for you as far as artifacts for the consent agenda.
Okay.
The rest of it's just. So whenever we're ready, any questions? Okay,
Go ahead.
here we go. Can I have your first consent agenda? Just the first page of it. Okay, so approval of minutes. All recorded board meeting minutes must be reviewed and approved at the following board meeting. As you review the meeting minutes, please make note of any additions or changes that need to be made. Approve the board meeting minutes for reorganization meeting on 5/13/24 and regular board meeting on 6/17/24 with any noted or necessary agreed upon changes. Warrants and claims in accordance with board policy 7-26, all financial obligations and
61.
disbursements.
I'll let her know what page.
Oh, sorry.
61. It's in the middle.
I'll get in the groove here. Okay.
The documentation must specifically describe the goods, services acquired in the proper budget item for appropriation. I recommend to approve all claims, payments, and cancellations as presented. ASB accounts and transfers, do we have anything with ASB? Just the account, I think we just have that account authorization, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll scratch that one. ASB account authorizations, establishing a new account or closing an account in the associated student body funds requires approval from the board. With the recent graduation of the class of 2023, that account needs to be closed and remaining funds transferred to the district's endowment fund at year end upon authorization from the trustees. I recommend to direct the ASB fund custodian to close the class of 2023 ASB account and transfer any remaining funds into the district endowment fund, which is the alumni account, so they can use that for a 10-year graduation or reunion, whatever. MSGIA insurance renewals. MSGIA offers a self-insured workers' compensation pool collaborative with MTSBA. MSGIA contracts with MTSBA to administer its program and act as the pool's third-party administrator. We'll continue to utilize this program for workers' compensation insurance. Recommend to approve the contract with MSGIA for workers' compensation insurance. MSLIP property and liability insurance, I already explained all of that, how that went. So if you have any more questions on that, don't hesitate to ask, but I don't think you need to hear me read through that whole section. So I recommend to approve the final year for the contract with MSPLIP for the 24-25 school year. Second reading board policies. In accordance with board policy 1310, the final vote for adoption or changes to district policy shall not take place earlier than the second reading of any particular policy. Recommend to approve the second reading of the board policies as presented above. 24-25 handbook changes, second reading. Recommend to approve the second reading of the presented handbook changes for the 24-25 school year. 23-24 budget spending authorization. Each of the trustees must approve the district clerk to spend the remainder of the general fund as needed. We have a few projects and programs that we'd like to pay for out of the 23-24 budget. I recommend to approve to give Tracy Click the authority to spend the remainder of the 23-24 budget as necessary. New hires. Kevin Clausen, high school assistant football coach. Danny Coriel, high school assistant football coach. Erica Height, West Side Administrative Secretary. Cassandra Lucas, middle school special education aide. McKenna Metzger, high school assistant volleyball coach. Jade Rice, high school assistant football coach. And Annette Tomasetti, high school special education aide. I recommend to approve the employment of the recommended hires for the 24-25 school years, pending reference and background checks. And
Social media specialist description. That was,
no, did you?
I don't think she printed out for that.
Again, I put it in the packet with the other ones, but.
Added that third option on that.
Yeah, so what we did with that contract, instead of adding a third option, Tracy and I talked, how did you word it? Was it to the discretion of the superintendent?
260 days or to be determined by superintendent.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So that way that gives us some flexibility with the hybrid if need be as well. So, and then recommend to approve the second reading of the job description for the social media specialist. And that is the consent agenda.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Do I have a second? Second. Moved and second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
High school AC project, have not gotten anything back from him yet, so I'll keep on him. Hopefully we can go up a bit in August. And then healthy is wellness, so that was something that Miss Van Bush. She came and talked with the staff at our last staff meeting about the Healthy is Wellness program and what all it can offer. So basically, you go in for like an initial reading, it gives you like your BMI, it gives you, it's a number of different factors, and then it basically kind of rates your health. And then they try to go over what some potential changes you could make to improve, in some of those concerned areas. So it's an option that we could look into. I just wanted to kind of inform all of you that we're looking at it. It comes, I believe the district pays, so they would come in, say, like 3 times a year to do these assessments. The district pays like $500 each, and our insurance company pays the other $500. There was some interest in it with our staff. Out of the 100 and some that were at that meeting, maybe 5 or 6 thought that they'd be interested in it. I don't know. It's something that I think if I could get an idea of how many would actually sign up, we probably would maybe try it just to see if we'd like to.
Doesn't it give us a break on our insurance?
I asked for that, and I don't think it does.
It's usually the insurance company that sets those.
I know, but it's usually a health wellness deal.
Right,
If you
yeah. I think
participate, you can get a better rate.
Yeah, I think the cost of it is $1,000, so then they cover the 500 of it for the those checks.
So I've done that, where if you take part, your premiums are a lot lower.
But even like now with our health fair, it used to be if we get a certain percentage of staff at it, we get a discount. We don't get a discount.
Okay.
So, anyway, not something we have to approve at this meeting, but I'm going to try to get in touch with her, and maybe we'll have something set up for the August meeting right away. Okay.
I know the county does it.
Yeah, hospital does it too. Yep. Is there high participation with the county?
Our department out, the road department, not really, because you have a bunch of guys that just don't care that much, I guess. But I think there's probably more like the courthouse and stuff
Sure.
like that. We have
Right.
other people. The hospital, I think they have pretty good participation there, so.
And it's a little intimidating. It's like, who wants other people to know your BMI, But
I think they keep it pretty quiet.
they do. Yeah, it's good.
I think I went and did it when they were introducing it to the county.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, she had the machine here when she presented
Yeah.
to the admin team, and I was not about to be the guinea pig for that. So. So, okay, that's everything.
Anything else?
Yep. Do we need to set our meeting for the?
Oh, yes. So what we were thinking, we're gonna have 2 meetings in August for the budget. So we can either do one at the end of August for the budget, because we want to give them the maximum amount of time to get it done, or we can run 2 and do one like the very beginning of August. The problem is that there's not going to be a ton of information at the very beginning of August, is there?
I think that I have to have it done, I want to say it's either the 15th or the 20th, that we have to
Okay.
have it finalized.
Oh, so then we need to have a,
So if we have one, like,
Try to shoot for that first Monday in
if we
August.
want to do the 5th and then have a regular one on the 12th?
Okay. Do you think
Maybe?
you'll have time to get it done?
Yeah.
Seems like we're always kind of up against the gun on that.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing that'll do is that'll give you, we can kind of give you a peek at what we're thinking, especially with some of those non-permissive levies and stuff that we can raise. And then we can get it approved for the next meeting.
And I can send it to you guys all before, as we're working on it, so that you can see it too.
Let's plan on the 5th, and you can find out if it's the 20th, we'll just do it the 19th.
Oh, I can let you know tomorrow for sure what day I have to have it done by.
Just send us an email.
Yeah,
So
and
we'll
then we
do-
can
we'll do-
decide.
We'll do it on the 5th for
Okay.
sure, and then either the next Monday or 2 Mondays,
Okay,
whatever you need for your budget.
okay.
How does the 5th work for everyone else? Right now, fine?
yeah, right now it's fine.
Okay.
5th, and then we'll let them know tomorrow.
Yep.
Okay? All right. I think that actually is everything now.
All right. Anyone else have anything? Michelle? Nathan? You disappeared.
Oh, there it is.
Ranger.
Got Jack in the box right there.